Welcome to Cousins Gymnasium here for a matchup between Amherst Lord Jeffs and the Tufts Jumbos here on a cold January night in Medford, Massachusetts. I'm Matt Macy Phelps here with Bernie Birnbaum, and we welcome you to JumboCast broadcast. So Bernie, what are going to be the keys to the game today?
Well, this is probably the most important game of the regular season for both teams. Jumbos last year played Amherst twice at home and managed to win both games, but in those games, one of the star players for Amherst, Robertson, was injured, and now the tables have turned. Kelsey Moorhead is out tonight, and it'll be up to Lauren Dillon for the Jumbos to step up into that leadership role as a freshman and control the offense with veteran poise. That's going to be the most important part for the Tufts team for both sides. These are teams that have only just begun their NESCAC schedule, so they've been playing mostly inferior opponents, and the starters have not played a whole lot of minutes. They've also not faced very tough defenses, so both sides are going up against defenses probably the best that they've seen all season. And so it'll be interesting to see in a battle of heavyweights who can come out on top.
And this Amherst Lord Jeffs team comes in at the top of the table in the NESCAC standings with an undefeated record, while the Jumbos have only one loss on the year, coming in non-conference play against Scranton in Puerto Rico. A 10-point loss there over December break.
Now, what worries me about that result from a Tufts perspective is that this could be a very similar game. Now, they had Moorhead in that game and shot very poorly. Both teams had anemic offense in the first half, and then Tufts fell behind, managed to actually tie the game with just over 8 minutes to go before Scranton pulled away, but hopefully for the Jumbos, they'll be able to learn from that and not repeat it.
And the Jumbos will have to do it without their leading sister, Kelsey Moorhead. And we'll wait for the national anthem here.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Cousins Gymnasium on the campus of Tufts University for tonight's NESCAC matchup featuring the visiting Lord Jeffs of Amherst College and the Tufts University Jumbos. At this time, we ask that you please
want to get to the technical difficulty pretty much right away after the
national anthem.
And tonight, JumboCast is using a new technical system for its broadcast. We've updated a lot of our equipment, from our main computer to our monitors and headsets. And of course, this year we're using a new live YouTube stream, so we hope you enjoy that. And Bernie, have any thoughts on this new technical equipment we've got?
Well, it's very exciting. Unfortunately, we've only had about a week to work with it, and so a lot of the new features are going to be unavailable tonight. And in fact, for viewers at home, it might seem like a step back. We will be without a live scoreboard on the screen tonight. We will keep you updated, but over the next few broadcasts, you can expect to see live instant replay, which is not something we've ever been able to do before, and Twitter integration, among other things, and should really make for a wonderful broadcast experience, especially compared to what a lot of D3 schools are putting out. Now, I'm expecting to be very proud of it as the season moves on.
And we'd like to give a quick shout out to the TCU Senate for helping us with the funding on that one. We secured the funding, and they've been nothing but good for us. So in the Amherst starting lineup includes the Doswell twins, Meredith Doswell, and her sister, Allie Doswell. And here comes the Tufts starting lineup, and indeed Lauren Dillon is the starting point guard, along with Evan Roberson in the backcourt. Dillon's been playing over 30 minutes a game over the last several without Kelsey Moorhead.
Yeah, Moorhead went down with an injury in the second of the Puerto Rico game. She started that game and did not even record a point before being injured, and she's here tonight in a tracksuit.
And a 6'2" senior forward from Scarsdale, New York, number 52, Haley Canner.
And they announced the front court there, Canner and North. So the Jumbos electing to go with the Twin Towers down there, almost like Tim Duncan and David Robinson with the Spurs.
I haven't heard that one before. That's a good one. They are very big presences under the basket, and when they can work together in tandem, they're fantastic. Now, interesting to note that the three best shooters, at least in terms of shooting percentage, are going to be on the floor to start the game. Giddens for Amherst is the leading shooter in NESCAC. She shoots 60.2%, but she's followed right behind by North and Canner, who shoot 58.7 and 53.8% respectively. So a lot of the offense will be revolving around those three players.
And Giddens is a 5'10" junior out of Irvington, New York, and looks like she'll be taking the tip for the Lord Jeffs, along with Haley Canner, of course, for the Jumbos, who's now a senior out of Scarsdale, New York. So we're about to get underway. Canner wins the tip back to Hannah Foley, and the Jumbos get into their offense. Amherst coming out with high pressure. And Dillon dumps it down to North, who puts in the layup to start the scoring. Jamie Renner, the Lord Jeffs point guard, brings it the other way out of Newton, Massachusetts.
On a team of stars, she doesn't stand out, but she's a fantastic point guard in her own right.
Renner to the lane. Finds Doswell. And there's a trap down low. And 3 seconds is called on Marley Giddens.
And Matt, you might have to clarify which of the twins you're talking about in the future.
Yeah, I'll probably have to go first names on that one, breaking the etiquette.
We've had twins on these broadcasts before when Brandeis came to town, but only one of the twins then was a starter.
And the ball's still around on the floor, and Roberson comes up with her own rebound. They'll call a jump ball, and it'll go to the Lord Jeffs, but Emma Roberson really getting on the floor. She had her hands on the ball twice in that sequence on the rebound. Hard work winning the possession arrow back to the Jumbos. And Renner loses the ball to Dillon on the floor, gets some help there. Ball down low to Giddens. Allie Doswell back into Renner, and it's stripped. Travel is called. Giddens with the turnover, caused by Hannah Foley. And it's Tufts the other way.
Jumbos certainly have the energy they'll need early on, and Dillon has been every bit as consistent as her senior counterpart in the early stages, just a minute and a half into the game, but things bode well.
That's her first personal, first team foul.
And Giddens with an unnecessary foul there, covering North up at the top. That will be her first and team first. Foley drives, kicks to Roberson. Dillon in the lane. Foley from the baseline. Layup is good. It's 7 on the shot clock. Meredith Oswald kicks to her sister. Shot is up. And the 3 is good from Hannah Peterson.
Hannah Peterson for 3.
Good ball movement by the Lord Jeffs there. Dillon in the lane, and she travels.
Traveling violation. Amherst ball.
So Amherst answering right back with that 3-pointer.
That's a core part of their game, and it's because they can do it. They shoot 38% from 3, if you believe it. Plenty of schools don't even shoot that well from overall.
And Allie Doswell proves why they shoot so well from outside. And the Lord Jeffs have themselves a quick 2-point lead there, 6-4. Dillon puts up a long 2, tipped out by Canner. But it goes to the Lord Jeffs. Allie Doswell looked like it was stolen from behind, but Emma Roberson's called for the foul. Looked like she had a clean back tip on that.
Number 15, Emma Roberson. That's her first personal, first team foul.
So the Lord Jeffs will have it on the baseline. And they'll make their first substitution. Senior Megan Robertson, the lone senior on the Lord Jeffs team, comes on for Marley Giddens, who already picked up a foul. She'll be covered by North. They get it to Allie Doswell. And the shot is no good, but there is Megan Robertson collecting her own rebound and putting it back in.
And Roberson had a disadvantage height-wise and played about as good defense as he can.
Confusion with the Tufts offense. 12 on the shot clock. And the pass from Canner is stolen easily. Meredith Doswell the other way. Finds her sister Allie. Puts up the 12-footer, and that's good. Tufts with the timeout.
It was a 3-on-1 break for Amherst, and it's now a 10-0 run in the past couple of minutes since the Jumbos took a 4-0 lead. Now the Lord Jeffs were featured in a New York Times article on Monday. I'm not sure exactly what inspired the newspaper of record to write about the school, but the article entitled "At Amherst, Division III Team with #1 Ambition" shed some light on what goes on in the locker room, and they have a real winning attitude over there. Some choice quotes coming from Allie Doswell. At one point quoted as saying, "This program does not lose, and our goal is to win it all." And it would sound like big talking if they didn't back it up. That's a school that's won 106 straight at home regularly in the NCAA Final Four and is undefeated this year. So good publicity for a quality program that often would not receive that kind of recognition.
12 on the shot clock for the Jumbos. Dillon cuts to the lane. Out to Roberson. She brings it inside. Layup is off the bottom of the backboard. Rebound secured by Robertson. And the ball's into Meredith Doswell, and her shot is good. 12-4, Lord Jeffs.
Meredith Doswell
with just under 16 left to go in the first half. Into Canner. And her layup is good over Megan Robertson.
And that breaks a 12-0 streak.
And really the Tufts offense couldn't find ways to move the ball around before that one. And Canner knocks away the inlet pass. Dillon with the fake, goes up with the layup, no good. Allie Doswell with the rebound.
The Jumbos have not lacked good opportunities at easy layups. They've just not converted.
Allie Doswell to Renner. Robertson. And is fouled by Canner. And one is good. She'll be at the line for one.
Tufts foul is on number 52, Haley Canner.
Some substitutions here. Number 44, Cheyenne Pritchard coming on for the Lord Jeffs. Renner coming off. And North and Roberson head to the Jumbos bench.
One thing to watch tonight, Robertson already an all-time Amherst great. She leads she's on top of the record book for Amherst in blocks. Came into the night 6 behind 4th place for rebounds.
And the steal there from Melissa Baptista, who just came on, and she is fouled on her layup, so she'll go to the line for 2.
A smart foul for sure. But Robertson has already 2 rebounds tonight, is 4 away from tying for 4th on the all-time Amherst rebounds list.
Melissa Baptista at the line has 2 shots.
She has 7-16 on her career.
First free throw is good. And the second one doesn't go for Baptista. Tipped out of bounds by Canner. And Josie Lee also came on for the Jumbos at that previous substitution. So the Jumbos going with a much smaller lineup.
And Canner's still out there.
Meredith Oswald, skip pass. 8 on the shot clock. Driven in by Robertson and it's blocked out of bounds.
Is it just me, or do the Jumbos look like they got some sun in Puerto Rico?
Certainly would have been a nice trip. Pritchard up top, 3 on the shot clock. Meredith Oswald has to get one off, and she doesn't.
Rare lapse in mental awareness from Amherst. Just unaware of the shot clock. Perhaps she thought there was a foul and they had been reset to 14, but on the deflection, it's not the case.
And pass into Canner. And her layup is good, assisted by Dillon.
Yeah, Canner's not going to miss that.
So it's 14-9 here. Lord Jeffs on top of the Jumbos. 13:37 remaining in the first half. And Allie Doswell's pass is intercepted. Dillon going the other way. Out of bounds to the Lord Jeffs. And Hannah Foley thinks it wasn't off her.
Yeah,
Foley disagrees.
Foley had the opportunity to pull the ball in and seeming to think that it was off her opponent, just let it go.
Returning for Amherst, number 3, Jamie Renner. Replacing number 44, Cheyenne Pritchard.
Unable to get points off the steal. The fact that Dillon's able to do that against a stalwart Amherst team.
Meredith Oswald's 3 is no good. Rebounded by Canner. Dillon the other way. Renner just came on for Pritchard for the Lord Jeffs. Dillon drives. Baptista and her defender falls down. Baptista with the easy lay-in.
And she had set a nice pick already on that play that disrupted the defense and allowed the drive.
14-11. Lord Jeffs lead cut to 3. Peterson drives baseline, kicks it out to Peterson. Her 3 is up and rebounded by Meredith Doswell. Or just get a fresh clock. Allie Doswell throws up a 3. Rebounded by Dillon.
The Jumbos are lucky. They left the entire perimeter open. 3 different three-point shooters were open for the Lord Jeffs. Just couldn't hit.
Baptista with the 3, and it's good. Oh, the referee signals 2. So the Jumbos trail by 1.
Unfortunately, we don't have the instant replay up and running yet, or we'd be able to check that out. From my vantage point, it was too close to call.
And a foul on Josie Lee on Allie Doswell's drive.
The fans tonight already having some beef with the Zebras.
And Michaela North comes on to replace Haley Canner. And Hannah Hackley comes on for Meredith Oswald for the Lord Jeffs, making her debut.
And so far in this game, Coach Berube has made sure that at least one of the bigs has been on the floor at the same time, and that's not always been the case throughout the season. Against Amherst, perhaps just having that large presence is important. I wonder if we'll ever see the Jumbos go small tonight.
And the Lord Jeffs take a timeout. 30 seconds here. And we've really seen a swing here. Both teams going on runs. The Jumbo is currently on a 7-0 run.
At this break, I'd personally like to take the opportunity to invite you to interact with us on social media. We've got a Facebook page and we've got a Twitter account. And as has been usual for JumboCast this year, I'll be hosting a halftime show and we'll address any and all communications we receive. Look forward to hearing from you. Matt, will you join me for that one?
Sure, why not?
Sweet.
Dylan out to Lee. 15 on the shot clock. Gets it into North. Uses the rim there, and a foul is called on the Jumbos.
That's Baptista.
Tufts foul is on number 33, Melissa Baptista.
Her first personal. Jumbo's already up to 4 team fouls to Amherst's 2. So Renner will bring it the other way.
Just under 11 and a half minutes to play. Score is 14-13.
And fresh off the bench, that's Hannah Hackley dishing it outside. Baptista with the steal on Renner. Baptista great at forcing turnovers. She'll launch a 3. It's good. So Baptista with her second long shot.
Fans lost his watch. It's sitting on the court right now.
I wonder if someone's going to... Nope. We're just going to have someone run out on the court. That's D3 basketball for you.
You didn't catch that on the feed, but at about mid-court, one of the fans, so excited about that three-pointer, just threw his watch into the air. Looked like a fine watch, and one of the Lord Jeffs almost stepped on it.
And Michaela North is called for a foul off non-shooting. Renner drives and draws a foul on Foley. And Coach Berube is screaming at the Jumbos to get their hands off the Lord Jeffs players. That's their 6th team foul. 2 fouls on this possession alone. So the Jumbos really need to watch their defense here. And Dylan tips it away on the inbounds, but Allie Doswell recovers it. And she kicks it to Hannah Hackley, whose 3 is good. So Amherst regains the lead at 17-16 with 10.5 remaining in the first half.
2 key stats to look at so far, the fouls. As you said, Jumbos have committed 6, Lord Jeffs 2.
Josie Lee's layup is no good, but Amherst loses the rebound out of bounds, so the Jumbos will have the ball with 16 on the shot clock.
And speaking of which, the other stat I want to mention is turnovers. And Lord Jeffs have turned the ball over 8 times, Jumbos only 4. So perhaps the effects of the 2 are balancing each other out. If either team can clean up those mistakes.
And Baptista loses out of bounds as you speak of that. Roberson coming into the game for the Jumbos. She'll take off Hannah Foley. And Baptista forces a jump ball there. Almost came away with the steal, and that'll be Jumbo's ball. Just under the halfway point. And the Jumbos look to regain the lead on this possession. Dylan gets a pick. Doesn't find Baptista on the roll. She was pretty open. 8 on the shot clock. Dillon finds North on the bounce pass. Layup bounces out of the rim. It's pulled down by Hackley. She'll take it the other way. So a nice move by Dillon there, but North couldn't finish.
I can't really write any better than that. Basketball gods were not smiling on the Jumbos in that play.
Allie Doswell gets it into Robertson. Nice post move, and she finishes off the glass on North. Great footwork by Robertson there.
Robertson is 14th all-time for the Lord Jeffs in scoring. She can move up a few more spots before her career is over.
Returning for Amherst.
Substitutions here. Meredith Oswald coming on for Hannah Peterson. And Melissa Baptista heads to the bench, and Haley Canner comes on. So Jumbo's going back to the Twin Towers down low. And Meredith Oswald will be forced to cover Michaela North. Dillon gets in the paint. Layup is no good. Rebounded by Robertson.
Well, Dillon's been everything that's been asked of her except score. She's been distributing the ball nicely. She's been getting the steals. She just hasn't finished on layups.
And a travel there by Hackley as she went through the lane. .8:36 remaining in the first. Jumbos trail 19-16 to the Lord Jeffs.
And if you look at the Lord Jeffs defense, you can see that they're aware that Dillon isn't much of a threat, or at least not a huge threat, in driving. That they largely have been leaving the interior open and guarding the perimeter, almost as if to dare her.
Hackley launches a three, no good, but tipped out by Meredith Oswald. And really, you notice the size difference, or not really the size difference, but the scoring difference at point guard. How Moorhead is very capable of scoring with taller defenders around, but Dillon has struggled with that tonight, putting it off the glass. And Robertson puts it in with not much time on the shot clock left, stretching the lead to 5 points. Canner works on Robertson. And the baby hook is good. 21-18.
And with the two bigs on the floor, that forces Amherst to come together and guard the interior. It's two defensive styles.
And 8 on the shot clock. Runner calls a play for herself. She'll dribble it in, and she finishes off the glass with the reverse there. So great play by Renner, recognizing the dwindling shot clock.
And North with the Matador defense.
Dillon pulls up from the corner, and she hits in the corner of the paint there. So 23-20 with 6:43 remaining in the first half. And this has been back and forth. Hackley drives on Roberson, kicks it out to Meredith Oswald. Meredith shoots. Back iron. Dillon with the rebound, pushing it fast the other way. Canner from the free throw line, no good. And Robertson with the rebound. Hackley gets it up, but her pass is too long to Meredith Oswald. Crashes into the wall there. Substitutions, Baptista back on for North. Giddens finally back on for the Lord Jeffs, as well as Hannah Peterson.
It's another time when you notice the difference between D3 basketball and maybe the pros or D1 is in either of those levels there would have been a few cameramen that we lost in that play. No cameramen on the floor tonight. Not in that area anyway.
And Giddens hit hard by a pick there. Dillon's shot is no good. Baptista with the rebound down low. Kicks it out to Canner. Gives the Jumbos a fresh 30. .11 on the shot clock. Dillon pulls up from 3. Way off. Roberson with the rebound, and she's fouled on her way up. She'll go to the line for 2. Hannah Peterson with the foul. Her second out of only 3 team fouls.
Emma Roberson at the line has 2 shots.
She connects on the first, 23-21. Amherst on top. Josie Lee goes to the bench for Hannah Foley.
Replacing number 20, Josie Lee.
Roberson draws back iron, but Baptista with another offensive rebound. 2 in a row to keep this possession going for the Jumbos.
I think Baptista gets my early vote for MVP. Of course, team trailing by 2. MVP would probably come from the Amherst side, but at least for Tufts.
But she's called for an offensive foul there for a moving screen for her second foul. And the Lord Jeffs are now in the bonus. Won't shoot because that was an offensive foul. And the Lord Jeffs get a switch there, and Giddens is covered by Dillon. She gets it down low, and she's blocked on the triple team. So Amherst not able to take advantage of the size difference on that switch there. Roberson drives, kicks to Dillon. 10 on the shot clock, Baptista fires. And she's good on the high arcing three-pointer, her second of the game. So Baptista is the hot hand for the Jumbos right now. She puts them on top 24-23 with 4.5 remaining.
I was just worried that shot would hit the rafters.
And it crashed down, got a little of the iron, but fell through. Allie Doswell drives on Haley Canner. Fouled on the way up. Looks like it's on Baptista. That'll be her third foul. She'll have to hit the bench now.
I'm skeptical of that. It looked like she got a piece of the ball. I didn't see any contact with the player, but the official did not have a good angle. Usually I give the official the benefit of the doubt.
Allie Doswell's good on the first to tie the game up at 24. Baptista heads to the bench for Michaela North.
The crowd's really filled in.
Doswell hits the second, 25-24, Lord Jeffs. So Baptista will most likely remain on the bench until halftime, and we'll see how Coach Bayrubi uses her in the second.
Well, Foley provides more of an outside shooting threat. It's not a part of the Jumbos game that we've really seen so far.
Amherst foul is on number 4, Marley Giddens.
Giddens called for the foul. That's her second on the game. Foley in the corner. 3 is up. No good. Rebounded by Allie Doswell. Runner brings it back out. Allie Doswell covered by Dillon. 8 on the shot clock, and they get a switch. And Renner's going to have to jack up a shot here, but she doesn't realize, and that's a second shot clock violation on the Lord Jeffs. And Coach Gramacki cannot be happy with that.
Yeah, some man of precision. Quoted in the Times as saying that describes the coach. No excuses for that shot clock violation. There was no stoppage of play, no foul, no confusion whatsoever, just lack of awareness.
Roberson's jumper is no good, rebounded by Canner. Back up, and she's fouled. And it said in that article that their coach makes them eat at exactly 3 hours and 45 minutes before a game. So you'd think with such time precision that they wouldn't get all these shot clock violations.
True.
has 2 shots.
Canner's good on the first, tying it at 25 with 3 minutes remaining.
I just wonder when the Times is going to come up to Medford.
And in and out on the second, rebounded by Peterson.
I think the Daily does a good enough job generally.
Yeah, I love the Daily. They have a new website that has a great interface. And Renner turns it over there. Foley goes the other way. Canner working on Meredith Oswald. And baby hook is good. Bounces its way in. The Jumbos lead by 2. Really a back and forth game with several lead changes so far.
It's interesting because the two sides have different strengths that have led to their scoring. Amherst is a very good shooting team. They've shot 58%. Jumbos have gotten a lot of second opportunities, a lot of steals, and so our lead despite shooting at only about 40%.
And Doswell's layup was no good, but Jeff's get it back on the rebound. I'm not sure if that hit the rim, so maybe it did. And North with the rejection on Hannah Peterson there. Dylan behind the back. And Canner with the 3. It's good! And this gym explodes. Jumbo's on top 30-25.
I have not seen this much energy in Cousins Gymnasium since the NCAA tournament. The home crowd knows that this is an important game, and that was an important shot.
Giddens driving on North. Renner finds Ali Doswell, puts up a wide open 3, bounces out. North secures the rebound. Really a critical moment here if the Jumbos can score. 1:15 remaining. Crowd's getting the chant going. Dylan will take her time. And North has it stolen from behind. Jamie Renner with a sly move there.
Foley tried to call a timeout, but before the jump ball, but without really having possession, it's not something you can do, really.
And with 1 minute, 1 second remaining, the Lord Jeffs will have possession on the arrow. Josie Lee comes in for Roberson.
One thing that I find a little bit frustrating is that the viewers at home usually only see the away crowd sitting across the floor, but on the near side and in the end zones, there's a lot of Jumbos fans that are here to show their support. You can probably hear them if you can't see them.
Ali Doswell puts up the 3, no good. Rebounded by North. About a 12-second difference between the shot and game clocks. Jumbos will wait it out though. 10 on the shot. Dylan gets it into North, turnaround. Rolls in. 15 seconds left. Jumbos lead 32-25 here in the first half. 10 seconds left. Runner covered by Dylan, gets a pick from Robertson. Robertson fakes the 3. Ali Doswell at the buzzer, no good. So the Tufts Jumbos lead here in Cousins Gymnasium 32-25 over the Amherst Lord Jeffs going into halftime.
We're going to be back in a minute or 2. I'll address any of the social media action that's been going on. To be honest, I haven't checked. So hopefully you guys have been, the viewers at home, have found this game as interesting as we have. And ask away. We're very happy to talk to you. Well, welcome back to the JumboCast halftime show. We've got some limited activity on social media. One fan in particular, Mark Chase, had 2 questions for us, and I think both are very good, interesting questions. Well, one's not a question. He first thanks us for our new equipment, noted that the picture is less blurry, and we can chalk that up to our new Mac Pro. The TCU helped us out with that, and it gives us a lot more processing power and allows the picture to go out a lot smoother. So I'm glad that you've noticed the improvements, even though we're lacking some of the flashier features tonight. The other question is that he recalls correctly that last year the Jumbos hosted Amherst, and he's wondering why they're doing that again. Now, one interesting quirk about the NESCAC schedule this year is that there's no double headers. The men's and women's games are going on at the same time on different courts. So right now the Tufts men's team is at Amherst. So my guess is that, since the men's and women are usually together and this year they're split up for about half the games, they're going to be repeats. So that's why we get Amherst twice this year. I don't know why they decided to do the schedule that way, but it is what it is. And
yeah, maybe the NESCAC's just sick of Amherst winning everything.
well, I don't know if it would be a game if it was at Amherst. Amherst is on a 106-game home winning streak, so I, for one, am glad that it's here.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts, Matt, on the game so far?
I mean, it's been very back and forth, and certainly the momentum shifts have been huge. Of course, the Lord Jeffs going out to that 14-4 lead was enormous, but the Jumbos came right back, and they had a run of their own at the end to go up 32-25. So it's been a game of runs, and some of the X factors have been Melissa Baptista, who has hit 2 threes, but she went out at the end of the half with 3 fouls. So we'll see how Tufts limits her time in the second half, but that'll be important for their scoring and their offensive production.
It's going to be interesting to see how Coach Berube uses her, knowing that she's in foul trouble, but also so far has been one of the most electric players on the court. It's a dilemma as a coach. You want her in the end game, but you also want her the entire time. So
yeah. Another thing to look at is the 3-pointers. Both teams have hit 3, but Amherst has hit 3 on 10 attempts, while Jumbos have only attempted 4. So both getting the same production, but Jumbos at a much more efficient rate. So 75% probably won't uphold that in the second half. That's pretty difficult to do in a game. But Jumbos certainly shooting much more efficiently from outside.
Well, likewise, I think that we can expect Amherst to improve in that area too. They average nearly 40% from 3. I think both sides will regress to the mean if given the opportunities to shoot threes. I don't know if the Jumbos have been lucky or if the defense has been hurrying those shots.
Yeah, and also on the turnover front, the Lord Jeffs with 13 compared to Tufts 7, and 5 of those 13 came on Tufts steals. So the Lord Jeffs will really have to do a better job passing the ball on offense and limiting those turnovers, which the Jumbos are capitalizing on. Certainly.
That's an area that Lauren Dillon has excelled. She hasn't been shooting well at all, and that's sort of interesting that the Jumbos have managed to play with. It's essentially 4-on-5 to this point. No dig on Dillon. Just that's the reality of the situation. She's a player. She can dish the ball really well. Tonight, she does not have a hot hand.
Yeah, she has 7 assists to go with her 2 turnovers, so she has all of the Jumbo's assists. And a 3.5 ratio is as good as a GPA, and it's good as an assist-to-turnover ratio.
I would take it.
Yeah. So we'll see if she can continue that. Lord Jeff's leading assister is Allie Doswell with only 3, so only 4 assists for the team.
Well, the players have retaken the court, so I think that it's time for our halftime show to be done. We'll be back with you in just a minute or two to bring you the second half. Jumbo's up 7 halfway through 20 minutes to play.
Hello and welcome back to Cousins Gymnasium. 1 minute remaining until the second half tips off. Jumbo's leading 32-25 over the Amherst Lord Jeffs. And this is really a battle to see who goes atop the NESCAC standings. Amherst undefeated on the year. Jumbo's with only one loss coming in non-conference play. And so far the hot hands tonight are Haley Canner with 12 points and Melissa Baptisto with 11 for the Jumbos. On the Lord Jeffs side, Allie Doswell has 7 and Megan Robertson has 8. Their scoring has been more distributed evenly throughout the team. Jumbo shooting 13 of 27, Amherst shooting 10 of 22. And from three-point land, it's 3 for 4 for the Jumbos and 3 for 10 for Amherst. And we'll see what lineups come back out here. So far, it looks like the starters for Tufts, except Emma Roberson's coming on for the Jumbos. Excuse me, she was a starter. Never mind. And the Lord Jeffs, it appears they also come out with their starting lineup.
One thing that both teams have been able to do in the early going, mostly against out-of-conference teams, is give the bench a lot of time. Now when the games really count, and this more than any other, the starters are going to have to step up and play a lot more than they're used to.
Foley drives, puts up off the glass, and she hits. So Jumbos stretch their lead to 9 points.
It's the largest lead for either side since the opening minutes.
Allie Doswell kicks to Renner. They get it into Giddens, but Dillon tips it away, and Foley comes the other way with it.
And Roberson mishandled her defensive assignment, but I don't think that Lord Jeffs noticed.
Canner kicks to Roberson. Into North. Her jumper doesn't go, but Canner comes down with the rebound, puts it up, and is fouled by Giddens.
And that's why it pays to have the two of them both on the floor. And North puts it up, and Canner's there for the rebound, and there's very few players in D3 that are going to win a battle for the boards with either of the two.
North inbounds to Dillon. It's tipped out by Renner. And no one's going to the ball yet. And Roberson finally finds her way over.
Well, someone's got to do it. Not a lot of movement from the Tufts offense coming out of halftime.
Foley pulls up. Shot's no good. Rebounded by Allie Doswell. And a kick there.
Kickball. Remains Amherst possession.
It might have just been reflex. You throw it at someone's leg.
Yeah, and if it's ball to leg, it shouldn't be a violation. If it's leg to ball, it is. And off the glass, no good. Rebounded by North on Robertson's miss.
The Lord Jeffs haven't played since Monday. That ball was tipped.
Yeah, Meredith Doswell getting a hand to Foley's shot.
So I wonder if they're rusty. I don't know if that's the right word. They have been shooting very well, but some makeable shots have not fallen.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing, time between games, because you don't want too little, otherwise you'll be fatigued, but you don't want too much, because you'll sort of lose your mojo. And Renner's layup is no good, rebounded by North. Dillon in the lane, finds Canner. Baby hook is good. Jumbos lead 36-25.
I think Dillon was able to take advantage of a defensive breakdown. Robertson pulled up a little quickly. Lauren kept going and found Canner to get the easy mid-range jumper.
And Foley steals the pass there, tipped by North, and North just knocked Meredith Oswald down. She'll score on the layup. No foul was called there. And Amherst calls a timeout.
What do you think? Perhaps the Lord Jeffs ate 3 hours and 44 minutes before this game? What's going wrong here?
I don't know. Maybe they had the wrong snacks.
Here's a look at the crowd that's turned out for this game. We're definitely one of the biggest, if not the biggest crowds we've seen for a basketball game this season. The students just back at Tufts. Classes resumed on Wednesdays, so not necessarily a whole lot of work yet. Why not come out and enjoy a game, support Tufts athletics?
Yeah, and I think Amherst isn't back yet from break, so looks like quite a few of their students made the trip up to Medford.
Yeah, you can see the sea of purple across there. I almost wore my purple sweater tonight. I thought better of it.
Yeah, I'm in my blue. We're supposed to be partial as announcers, but...
Impartial.
Excuse me, impartial.
Yes. No John Sterling over here.
And the shot is good by Robertson.
And finally, the first points of the half, if I'm not mistaken, coming over 3 minutes in.
And the ref calls time. I think Renner has blood on her probably, so she has to come out of the game. Something or other.
Returning for Amherst, number 44, Cheyenne.
So Pritchard will come in.
Replacing number 3, Jamie Renner.
Looks like they're bandaging Renner up.
I'm not sure exactly when she got hurt. She didn't even seem to notice herself.
And Canner gets it in the north, but it's stolen away by Meredith Oswald. She'll bring it the other way.
Yeah, not a great pass.
Pritchard had an open look there, didn't take it. Allie Oswald passes up on the 3, gets in the lane. Passes to her sister Meredith, shot's no good.
And I wonder on plays like that where they have 3 outside shooters open on the key and they're such a good three-point shooting team, well, they went for the mid-range opportunity that was defended, and there were 3 open from 3.
Roberson in the lane is rejected, but Meredith Oswald is called for the foul.
And even 16 on the clock as the Jumbos lead is 11.
Oswald, that's her second personal, second team foul. Emma Roberson on the line.
Roberson is well short on the first. And good on the second. 39-27 with 16 minutes remaining in the second half. Jumbo's on top. Howard Oswald drives from the corner, lays it up with the left, no good. North with another rebound. Dillon with a quick pass to Haley Canner. And she floats it in for 2. Jumbos lead 41-27. So they're really turning it on here in the second half. And foul on the floor here.
Battle of the defenses. It's the Jumbos that have come out in the second half and really locked it down. Only 2 points in the half so far for the Lord Jeffs. The Lord's Jeff?
The Lord's, yeah, I think that's the proper term, but no one really uses that.
If you are an Amherst Lord Jeff alum or student and you'd like to let us know how to properly use the plural of your school's mascot, please tweet at Tufts JumboCast and let us know. We don't want to get it wrong.
Allie Oswald cuts in. And Pritchard launches a 3. She's well short. Foley with the rebound. And the Jumbos substituted in Josie Lee and Melissa Baptista just now for Roberson and Canner. Lee's fouled there by Hackley.
That was not much.
Not much of a hack from Hackley.
No, not at all. I think you let him play on that one.
Lee gets it to Baptista, who draws the foul and puts it in. So Melissa Baptista with a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play here.
I'm a little more on board with that call, but as the Jumbos were in trouble in the first half, so Lords Jeff are in the second. 4 fouls already, just over 5 minutes played.
And Baptista's good on the and one. And Amherst calls timeout. Jumbos lead here 44-27 with 14:38 remaining in the game. And the second half, the Jumbos have come out to a 12-2 run. So whatever Amherst did during halftime has not really come out to work. But the Jumbos are still finding ways to move the ball and score, even without perimeter shots here. But Amherst's offensive movement is not working out well.
Well, I think I'm willing to say at this point that the Amherst team is a little rusty. Early in the first half, they were shooting at about 60%. That number has now dropped to 41.7. They shot 10 of 24 from the field. And then the key number is just 3 of 10 from 3. It's an area where they usually thrive. Granted, if it was 4 of 10, all of a sudden that's right where you'd expect them to be. But it seems so much worse, 3 of 11, excuse me, when you've missed that many. One thing to keep an eye on that's of little consequence to this game, but for the Lord Jeffs, Megan Robertson is just 1 rebound away from tying for 4th in all-time rebounds for the Lord Jeffs. See some of the Amherst fans in attendance supporting the freshmen. Freshmen don't get a lot of playing time for the Lord Jeffs.
That's why they need the sport.
I suppose it is. You might think it doesn't take much to warm the bench, but fast break now, Josie Lee.
And Josie Lee converts on the layup. Jumbos lead by 19 now, 46-27. And the Amherst mistakes are piling up.
The lead matching the age of some of the freshmen warming the bench. And on an Amherst team where 10 players average 10 or more minutes, granted, not in NESCAC play, and I expect that the starters will start to take up a larger percentage of the time once the games start to count more. But these two teams are both geared for the future. Only for the Lord Jeffs, only Robertson is a senior. Every other player will be returning. Meanwhile, for the Jumbos, there are 3 seniors, sure, but the freshmen, as you can see, Baptista and Dillon, show a bright future. I expect this rivalry to really intensify over the next 2 or 3 years.
And Melissa Baptista picks up her 4th foul for the Jumbos. And the shot is good there for Hannah Hackley. But that's a major loss for the Jumbos. Baptista already picking up her 4th with 14 remaining in the second half. So she'll have to stay on the bench for quite a while now. Foley has the ball at the top of the paint. Canner drives, puts it up with one hand. And one there. Haley Canner getting it to go with the foul.
Canner up to 18 points, 19 on the night.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they put the basket on that. Oh, they did. Excuse me. So Canner coming up with a big play. Now she guards Hackley, who drives, turns it over, but Allie Roswell recovers. Hackley launches from 3. That's good. She's keeping Amherst in the game right now. Tufts leading 49-32, up by 17. And if she hadn't hit that, the score could have gotten very out of hand.
Well, still 13 minutes to play, and a team like Amherst, ranked 3rd in the nation in both recognized polls, can't count them out, not under any circumstances, not until there's C double zeros. But it's not looking good for them.
And Pritchard's called for the foul on Dillon's shot.
And in the first half, there was a point in which the Jumbos had committed 6 fouls, and Amherst are committed 2. Now the fortunes are reversed. The next foul will put the Jumbos into the bonus.
Returning for the Jumbos, number 15, Emma Roberson.
And Roberson comes back into the game for Hannah Foley. Dillon's good on second, so 19-point lead for the Jumbos with 12:50 remaining in the game. And an interesting choice by Amherst coach here to leave Pritchard in at the point and leave Renner on the bench. She only had to go to the bench for a little bit of blood that they wrapped up quickly, but
just a little bit of blood.
And Allie Doswell with a nice move. Pritchard cuts inside.
A very good pass.
And Doswell is fouled there.
Tufts foul is on number 11, Lauren Dillon.
Dillon called for the foul.
Third team foul. Allie Doswell at the line has 2 shots.
Hits on the first. And hits on the second. So 17-point lead for the Jumbos. Amherst already up to 6 fouls, so the Jumbos will be in the bonus next time they're fouled. Amherst has only drawn 3 fouls on the Jumbos this half. Lee in the lane gets blocked by Robertson.
Tufts ball.
Robertson has exceeded ravaged totals in most categories except rebounds. That's to be expected. She averages only 17 minutes per game.
And Michaela North with the and one there. Underhand pass from Josie Lee in the lane finds North under the basket. She puts it in with the foul.
Michaela North on the line has 1 shot.
And she finishes the and one there. The Jumbos go back to a 20-point lead. That was the second foul on Hackley there. And Pritchard's fouled by Dillon.
Dillon's incredulous. She cannot believe that she's been whistled.
It was a pretty weak call. Dillon's hands were to her sides, so. Peterson in the lane, puts it up, but, and the referee's a debate here. I think one of the refs has a travel, and it will be a travel.
Let me tell you, the home fans knew it right away, and they were providing their advisement. Usually, when the fans shout at the refs, it's to no avail. But for all you fans at home, know that if you shout at the refs, maybe they'll listen once or twice.
Lee finds North under the basket, kicks out to Canner with a wide open 3. It's good!
This place is going nuts.
The Jumbos have bursted open a 23-point lead on Amherst, and the ball is turned over by Hackley. Dillon takes it the other way. This place will really erupt on this basket. Oh, and Pritchard steals it away from Roberson. Hackley will bring it the other way, and she's fouled hard by Josie Lee.
That seemed a little unnecessary and probably unintentional, but
Tufts foul is on number 20, Josie Lee. That's her second personal 15 foul.
And Renner comes back on for Pritchard.
that foul probably works in Amherst's favor more than the Jumbos, as it breaks up the rhythm and gets the fans out of the game.
Foley comes on from North. North putting in a solid second half performance. A lot of rebounds and several nice baskets down low. Has really carried this Tufts team so far. Allie Doswell launches a 3. That's way left. Rebounded by Foley. So Amherst looking somewhat desperate in their offensive choices here.
I think the Jumbos are just looking like the better team tonight. the Amherst shooting is a bit off. The Jumbos just look better, and especially in the second half, they've kind of changed their offensive strategy, so they're not relying on Dylan to take shots as much, and it's working.
And Lee's three was just off the mark. Renner going the other way. She'll get rejected by Haley Canner. Ball stays in bounds. Dylan will bring it the other way on a fast break. They have a 4-on-3 here. Lee corrals the ball. And Amherst really doesn't have any experience with losing this season, so it's
absolutely none.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how they've reacted to this big deficit opening up. And a rejection there from Robertson. But Emma Roberson gets the ball back for the Jumbos. Foley drives.
And already just under 10 minutes to play, 9.5. Jumbos are starting to milk the shot clock, and with a lead this big, that's something you can afford to do.
Dylan launches the three, and it's good. Jumbos lead 60-34 here in the second half with 9 minutes remaining. The Jumbos have monstrously outscored Amherst this half.
I'm starting to think Cousins Gymnasium is a house of horrors for the Lord's Jeff. Going with, including last season, Amherst is on a. Give me 1 second to pull this up.
Foul is called on Lee there.
Returning for Amherst, number 13, Meredith Doswell.
Meredith Doswell comes into the game for Amherst, as well as Haley Zwecker, the junior, making her game debut.
And why not? Something has to change.
And the Jumbos have outscored the Jeffs 28-9 here in the second half, busting open a 26-point lead. And the shot is up from Robertson, no good. And
that was absolute desperation.
And Dylan travels there, lost her pivot foot.
Amherst ball. Timeout, Tufts.
Timeout from the Jumbos sideline. So 8:37 remaining here in the second half. And most people were seeing this as an easy win for Amherst with the Jumbos starting point guard Kelsey Moorhead on the bench. But the Jumbos have shown pretty much every reason why they deserve to win this game. With the turnover differential, with their shooting percentage, and their lockdown defense, they've really proved to be the better team tonight with a 26-point lead.
What I was going to say before I failed to do my research in advance, the Lord's Jeff lost 4 games last season, 2 of them in this gym. They have not lost a game this season, but trail by 26. Something about Cousins Gymnasium is kryptonite.
I don't know, what could it be? Is it the all the light blue on the pads and the floor? Is it distracting to their eyes? I don't know. Maybe it's the high ceiling. They can't shoot well with it, right? That's what they say about the Carrier Dome for Syracuse, is that a lot of three-point shooters struggle because of the depth perception with the walls and the ceiling being so far that they can't really gauge how far the basket is. And they say that only big-time players can hit shots in there because it's a big-time arena. Maybe that's true with Cousins too. It's a big-time arena.
Well, Amherst knows about home field advantage. I've said it before. They're on a 106-game home winning streak, and one of the things mentioned in the New York Times article is that everything in their gymnasium, the floor, the ceiling, is a particular shade of wood, and they say that it gives them power. And so perhaps they're experiencing a different kind of home field advantage.
Meredith Doswell puts it up. No good off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Baptista. So Baptista playing with 4 fouls. 8 minutes remaining, but the Jumbos don't have to worry too much about her potentially fouling out. Michelle Wu is also into the game for the Jumbos. Number 12, the point guard.
With Moorhead out, I would have expected Wu to get some of the additional minutes, but it's really been all Dylan in the past few games.
5 on the shot clock.
Oh.
And a moving pick from Baptista, and that'll be her 5th and final foul.
Yeah, she's arguing, but that was very aggressive. It's a very easy call for the officials to make.
Number 33, Melissa Baptista. That's her 5th team foul.
She's a freshman, and she's playing very well. But one part of her game she's going to have to work on is fouls. And some of them have been necessary, some of them have been good. But that foul just now and a couple of the others have been unnecessary.
So Haley Canner will return to the game. If there were to be a game to foul out of, it would be this one. Pretty surprisingly, you wouldn't think that this would be quite the blowout.
Well, nobody can rest easy yet.
Meredith Oswald drives.
Both teams are based around defense, but Amherst is the leading scoring team in NESCAC. Jumbos will look to wind the clock as much as they can.
And North blocked Robertson's shot on that possession. Foley from the free throw line, no good. Rebounded by North. Canner drives, rejected by Robertson. Peterson the other way, off the glass, bounces out. Robertson with the rebound, and she's fouled on her way up. She will go to the line for 2. Both teams in the single bonus right now. Tufts with 8 fouls, Amherst with 7 for the half. 6:53 remaining. Tufts still leading 60-34.
Megan Robertson at the line has 2 shots.
It's sloppiness. That's what I figured out. It's sloppiness that's killing Amherst. If you look at points off turnovers, the Jumbos have 19, and Lord's Jeff have 5. That's a 14-point difference. That's still an 11-point game if you take those 14 points out. But an 11-point game is still a game with 7 minutes left.
And Robertson misses on the second one. Hit the first.
Another thing going in the Jumbos' favor is offensive rebounds. There's not a huge discrepancy in overall rebounds, but the Jumbos have been getting a lot of second opportunities.
Robertson in the lane. Kicks to Wu. Puts it up from 15 feet. No good, but Canner's there for the rebound. Oh, North was wide open down low. She was calling for it, but the Jumbos couldn't find her in time.
I wonder at this point if that's even such a bad thing. It's a 25-point lead. Taking an extra 20 seconds off the shot clock might be worth the 2 points. There's only so many possessions that Amherst can have in the remainder of the game. And an offensive rebound, like we just saw, could be worth even more than a basket.
And that was Roberson's offensive rebound on North's miss. So the Jumbos eating away at the clock on this possession. Going well over a minute on this side of the court.
And Amherst can't make the substitutions they're looking for either.
And Roberson misses, collected by Robertson.
And while Canner was there, I think the Jumbos were ready to say, let's go back on defense.
And Robertson's shot is no good. She tips it out to Hannah Foley for the rebound. Less than 5.5 to go in the game.
Is this what you expected when you walked in the gym?
No, I certainly thought the Jumbos had a good shot. Without Kelsey Moorhead, that certainly limited it. But based on last year's games, and an offensive foul on North there down low. But based on last year's games, you'd have to think that Tufts would at least be competitive. But I didn't really see this margin of victory coming from them. Hannah Foley hits the bench. Josie Lee comes on. And a couple Amherst players come back on for them.
The one thing I neglected to mention, Robertson has gotten 8 rebounds tonight. Now she has 722 in her career. She's alone in 4th for the Lord Jeffs in their history, passing Kylie Hammer in the class of 86. So congratulations to her. If we had a video scoreboard, I'm sure we would have put that up, but alas.
And Jackie Nagel made her game debut for the Lord Jeffs. And she has the tough task of guarding Haley Canner. 7 on the shot clock for Wu. She finds Canner up top.
Unlike the
10-foot jumper, and it goes for Canner.
I think unlike the Lord's Jeff, the Jumbos are aware of the shot clock tonight. The fans are certainly helping out with that.
And the Jumbos lead 62-35 with 4:10 remaining. And Zwecker is fouled before the shot. She will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Taking a look back, last year the regular season Tufts win was actually a year ago tomorrow. In that game, it was a very tight contest until Robertson got hurt, and that was a real momentum changer in that game. Robertson was down for a significant amount of time in pain, and the gym was silent. It was not a good moment for anybody, Robertson least of all. But from that moment, the Jumbos were able to take control with the star player being absent. And then in the NESCAC championship game, the Jumbos pretty much cruised to a 16-point victory, and that tonight the margin's even wider.
And Hackley comes on for the Lord Jeffs. And Hannah Artner comes on for the Jumbos, making her game debut. Zwecker's good on the second.
I don't think it's too soon to start looking ahead. If the result stands, the Jumbos will be not alone, tied with a number of other undefeated teams in the NESCAC standings, but the Lord Jeffs will drop. Jumbos face Trinity at 3 p.m. here at Cousins Gymnasium tomorrow. You'll find that game on JumboCast as well. And Amherst will go on. I do not have their schedule in front of me, but they will continue in NESCAC play. The remainder of the Amherst schedule is in conference.
Zwecker in the lane has it back tipped by Wu. They'll retain the ball with 9 on the shot clock. A couple more substitutions for the Jumbos. Clearing out the bench. Maura Folliard coming on, as well as Jenny Mucciaroni and Nicole Brooks.
Amherst will be at Bates tomorrow, also at 3. And despite this setback for the Lord Jeffs, I'm pretty optimistic about their prognosis. They are the number 3 team in the country after all.
Jackie Nagel on the line has 2 shots.
I don't know that I would bet on it, but I would not be surprised to see the Jumbos and the Lord Jeffs 1-2 in the standings come March.
And Jackie Nagel missed on the first there from the line. Amherst in the double bonus now. Hits the second. 62-37. Jumbos with a 25-point lead with 3:15 remaining.
Those fans across the way in purple that came to support the freshmen are getting their wish. Careful what you wish for.
Brooks is fouled by Hackley.
The finish won't count, but it was a nice finish.
So Brooks will go to the line for 1-and-1.
Nicole Brooks at the line shooting 1-and-1.
The crowd is still here and still into it. I haven't seen anybody really leaving. Nobody in blue, nobody in purple.
Brooks hits the first.
I wonder what this will do to the standings. Not often does a top 10 team go down so magnificently.
And it rims out on the second.
I think Amherst will probably stay in the top 10 based on their recent results. But you've got to wonder, this game could have serious consequences down the road in both NESCAC and ultimately NCAA play.
And Folliard fouled Dillard on that, or excuse me, Giddens on that.
First personal. Marley Giddens in the line has 2 shots.
Giddens misses on the first. And typically in the Division I rankings, if a top 10 team goes down to another highly ranked team, they don't drop too many spots.
Yeah, probably not. Jumbos are ranked 7th or 9th, depending on which poll you ask.
But the Jumbos should certainly be moved above Amherst after this performance.
No doubt.
Wu's shot, no good. And over the back there from Folliard. Easy call. So both teams not really wanting this game to end quickly.
Jackie Nagel in the line has 2 shots.
Well, let's take a look around the NESCAC, and you can see tomorrow's opponents. Bates and Trinity are playing each other right now. Trinity has a 53-49 lead with 7 to play in the second half. It's a Trinity home game.
And Nagel is good on second. Jumbos leading 63-39, 2.5 remaining.
Elsewhere, Bowdoin leads Williams 63-58 at home. Colby ahead of Hamilton 64-59 at home. And Middlebury up 88-53 on Wesleyan. Tufts played Middlebury to open their NESCAC schedule on Tuesday. And it was a very tight game, tied at halftime at 23.
Folliard. Oh, excuse me, Artner. I don't know why I've been calling her Folliard, but Artner good on the high arcing shot there. Looks like the Jumbos moving into a 2-3 zone now. Stolen away. Wu brings it up the court here. Brooks with a fancy move. Shot's no good off the glass there.
The crowd loved that one. You don't get to see Brooks play very often.
It would have exploded if she'd hit that shot. Zwecker drives into the paint, and she's called for an offensive foul.
Offensive foul, Amherst, number 24, Haley Zwecker.
For the push-off.
There's 84 ticks on the clock.
Entering the game for Amherst, number 30, Rachel Boyette.
And Rachel Boyette comes into the game. And Giddens will see the bench.
I think both head coaches looking ahead to tomorrow, wanting to have the players rested as they can continue the campaign. Jumbos have more games left on their schedule.
Folliard launches. No good.
1 minute remaining in the second half.
And Zwecker throws it away. Miscommunication with Hackley. Brooks with the steal.
The crowd is behind Brooks, applauding just because she touched the ball. And I wonder if they'll force the ball to her to let her score.
Brooks drives, kicks to Artner with the missed shot there. And a 4-second difference between the shot and game clocks. Pritchard kicks, and the 3 is no good from Jackie Nagel, but it's rebounded by Amherst.
Shot clock's off now.
Pritchard kicks it out. Zwecker with the 3 from the corner. It's good. So Amherst will get the last jab here. And this looks like it'll be a final score of 65-42. 5 seconds remaining.
And the officials putting time back on the clock because it did not stop after the basket.
Yeah, and because Amherst is definitely going to come back from this 23-point deficit.
Hey, you got to play by the rules no matter what the score.
So Tufts will stay undefeated in NESCAC play, and Amherst will gain their first loss on the season as the Jumbos win this one 65-42. A dominant performance despite not having their point guard, Kelsey Moorhead.
And I'm not sure what the timetable is for Moorhead's return, but this should give the Jumbos every bit of confidence that they need, that they can succeed with or without Moorhead. And if Moorhead is ready to go towards the end of the NESCAC schedule or the NESCAC tournament or at any point, that'll only be a boost for this team. And having reached the Final Four last season, with an even more impressive result against Amherst, got to imagine the sky's the limit.
Yeah, certainly an impressive result here for the Tufts Jumbos. For Bernie Birnbaum, I'm at Macy Phelps. I'd like to give a shout out to the boys in Lewis and give a thanks to Jake Hellman, our producer, has worked hard with our new technical equipment. So join us tomorrow for Tufts game again, right here in Cousins Gymnasium. Thank you very much.